Wipro reporting in a mixed set, Tech Mahindra reporting in a robust set of numbers. And of course, to decode those numbers and get us more perspective, we're now joined by Sandeep Agarwal. He's a fund manager at Suvilo Investment Managers. Sandeep, thank you very much for joining us here on ET Now. First things first, what is the biggest concern that you see with respect to the two numbers? Because Tech Mahindra has reported a steady set of numbers, and of course, the management's commentary seems upbeat.
Yeah, hi. Good evening for having me on the show. So, if you see all the numbers which are coming, including whatever numbers have come today, one thing is clear that, the fear which everyone had that there will be a deep deflation in growth because of AI, I think none of the results reflect that as of now. And I think that is the biggest positive to read across. Second, we have seen also some green shoot in terms of that, the decline in headcount number which was happening across the sector, that has also reduced materially. In fact, in some of the cases, we have seen some hiring. So the limited point I would like to highlight from a sector perspective is that, incrementally the stability will return in the sector. And as enterprise level AI starts getting implemented, and some of the companies which had a bad base and also which had some challenges earlier due to one or two vertical not performing, I think those will also start stabilizing. So overall, I think the worst seems to be behind. When will the good things come? It's very tough to say, but from here, things shouldn't deteriorate.
Sandeep, Jude here from the Mumbai studio at ET Now. One really interesting aspect that Srini Palia there was mentioning, at Wipro itself, is that there's a healthy pipeline across Europe, especially in the UK and Nordics region. At the same time, large deal bookings have totaled to $1.6 billion, including 13 deals this quarter itself. Are we seeing deals becoming more AI-oriented as time moves on? And is that some good news, especially as a turnaround one might hope could well be in the offing?
It is very hard to comment whether the deals are AI driven, but let me put it the other way, that if deals are coming and in good numbers, then the good point is that clients have done all the adjustments which they had regarding to AI, and they have whatever efficiency expectation, probably all those have been accounted for, and after that also such amount of deals are coming. So I think it is a very big positive for the sector. And I'm sure that, slowly over next one quarter, a lot of people who cover the sector as sell-side analyst or otherwise, they will also be able to get more data on this because they interact to the management on day-to-day basis and will be able to, throw more light. But my view is that initial reading of all these data points logically suggests that we are not into pain anymore, probably in the last leg of pain or in the recovery phase of the sector.
All right, so this sounds very positive. However, albeit your commentary seems a bit cautious, Sandeep. But let me also ask you about Tech Mahindra, because the EBIT meeting expectations, that number, can Tech Mahindra sustain or improve margins over the next few quarters despite wage hikes or pricing pressures?
So, we run a PMS, so very hard to comment on any specific company. But let me tell you, I don't see the sector going through any margin pressure in next 2 to 3 years. My view is that, the sector is entering into a phase where growth may be a little lower for the sector, but margins and profit will be much better because of the efficiencies which are there. So what is happening is that they are taking all the deflation in their books, and post that you will not see any big impact of cost. So I think we are entering into a phase where growth may be lower for the sector, but profit growth will be much higher. So it will be applicable to broadly everyone in the sector.
Sandeep, a quick question on Tech Mahindra's deal pipeline. I think what's rather interesting is that deal wins have topped $1 billion for the third straight quarter. Do you see this momentum continuing into the near to medium term? And could that build some semblance of recovery for the sector overall? The fact that deal wins are coming at a rapid pace, and is that necessarily sustainable going into the future for Tech Mahindra?
So, deal win, if you see all the results which have come, everywhere the deal wins have been either in line with expectation or slightly better than expectation. So that is the reason I'm saying that, whenever a turnaround happens in technology sector, last 22 years, if you see 4 times, we have gone through disruption and we have recovered. Every time when recovery happened, this was the way it was recovering, that deals started coming in. And we are seeing that first sign in this quarter after a long gap, honestly. So I think, sector is definitely getting into a phase where deal win momentum is good, and this is despite the deflation which was expected. So the point I'm trying to make is that clients are agreeing that, they need to give deals, maybe a little bit of adjustment of efforts here and there. So that is itself a very, very big positive development in my view.
All right. On that very optimistic note, Sandeep, thank you very much once again for taking the time out and giving your perspective on the numbers of both of these companies, these IT companies. You say that growth is going to be a little lower for the industry. However, profitable growth will be higher. And